And welcome back. As I was saying a little bit earlier, our guest today, we have some very special guests. It's time for kids to get ready to go back to school, believe it or not, after a pretty interesting academic school year last year. As a parent, I certainly went through kindergarten all over again, but our children, some and many will need some support and some resources. And so I wanted to welcome in Michelle White, as well as her son, Lieutenant Kyle Grant. Kyle is serving our country very proudly in the United States Air Force, but they are the founders of Neighborhood Survants, and they're going to be having their third annual backpack giveaway coming up on August the 8th of this year at Jackie Robinson. Let's go ahead and welcome Kyle and Michelle into the seat. Michelle, how you doing?
Hi. Good. Thanks for having us today.
Good. Kyle, how are you, brother?
I'm well, thank you. Appreciate you got your time today.
No, man. It's first of all, it is an honor. I think. I know for a fact you're the first pilot I've ever had an opportunity to talk to a lieutenant again. So thank you for your service to country, your service to community. There's so much I would want to ask you about that, but I probably don't have clearance, and you probably couldn't tell me. So we'll leave that alone. But
leave it alone.
You know, I'll start with you, and Michelle. We'll get to the event and everything coming up. But Kyle, you're a lieutenant in the Air Force. Why did you decide to serve the country, our country, and then what's the correlation to how this service plays out here locally in Pasadena?
Oh yeah, so for me, I've always kind of naturally been someone that's liked to help in any way possible, whether it be teaching, coaching, mentoring, and so it was an easy transition or easy choice for me to want to do it, for the country. I really enjoy what I do. It's a unique opportunity to be able to be a pilot, in the Air Force, which is kind of the premier place you want to fly. If you want to fly, it's kind of the great place to go. How that kind of translates to Neighborhood Servants for me, I've always wanted to get back to Pasadena. That city has done so much for me growing up, just so much from like a growth standpoint that I wanted to give back. And I knew that with my service, I wouldn't be able to live in Pasadena. So doing this nonprofit really just kind of gave me the chance to not necessarily be there physically, but still be there and kind of have a lasting imprint on the next generation to come behind me.
Question for you. The challenges of becoming a pilot. I mean, I don't know the percentages, but I'm pretty sure you represent a very small percentage of pilots that are, African American. What are some of those challenges? What can you share?
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of hit it on the head. Some of the challenges is that you don't always see a lot of minorities that are in the pilot ranks. The Air Force is doing a good job of trying to change that right now through a lot of different initiatives, but I think that is a unique challenge of just kind of going through it with a different background. I didn't come up with going to pilot training or having all this extensive training or the funds to be able to pay for hours and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely felt like I was behind the curve, but you just have to kind of have a tenacious work ethic, really work hard, and just kind of take advantage of every opportunity to make it through. There are people that want to see you succeed. You just have to really put the work in, and you got to sometimes work harder than everybody else, just to try to grasp the basic concepts. But like I said, it's really all mental, in my opinion.
What advice would you give to a young person, parent, maybe watching this, and they think, could they become a pilot? What advice would you give to them to make that step?
I think it's two things. One, if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you won't. And it's all mental, like it's something that if you really believe that you can do something and you work hard at it, there's so many resources now available to really help you get to that point. There's a lot of different programs. I mean, there's programs right now that the Air Force offers to help people get private pilot's licenses free of charge. So there's a great amount of opportunity out there. The second thing is, if you find yourself being interested in aviation, kind of do the research. So that the internet provides so much information right now, and there's abundance of resources out there. You can just find one that's kind of fit or tailored to resources that you have, and hopefully we can try to get you there in some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely, man. Again, thank you so much, Michelle. Welcome. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm good. You feeling good?
I'm good. I'm ready. I've got 2 weeks,
Okay.
less than 2 weeks to go for this event. So yes, tired but excited because I think it's going to be, like we always do. We pull off great events, and just to be in the community doing this stuff, always gives me great joy.
Well, let's do this. Let's take a look at a clip from last year's event, and then we'll talk about what's happening on the 8th.
Hi, my name is Valerie Tolliver, and I have an organization, nonprofit, for Love Olive Branches. I am here partnering with Neighborhood Servants.
Hello, my name is Brandon Lamar, and we're out here serving backpacks, giving back to the community.
Hi, it's Ronnie, Keisha. We're Sisters Making a Difference. We're a youth organization from Inland Empire. We serve youth in our community. So thank you guys for having us. We love what we're doing. We're on a break right now, but we got backpacks.
Hello everyone, we're with the Pasadena Alumni Chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. We've been active here in the Pasadena, Altadena St.
Wow. Now that was because of the pandemic, a drive-through, right?
Yeah.
A drive-by, drive-through pickup. So let's go back to the beginning, because this is the 3rd year that you've done this, and this isn't the only work that your organization does in community. But why did you feel a need to start this?
So basically, our nonprofit, this is the kind of work that I raised Kyle to do as a kid, and I have been doing it for years. And then when I started working at the police department, and then being able to serve the community in that light, it just allowed me to take a deeper dive into the more need, and I can be more hands-on with the need, and so I can answer the call to resources to the community. So that's why launching it is so important.
And what are some of the things you've learned? I mean, because you kind of start with this idea of you want to give something away. Then you actually have to get the things to give away. And so how has that process been? How has community responded to you, from year to year?
Yeah, 3 years. Go ahead, Kyle.
No, yeah, I mean, I think after 3 years, I mean, it's great to see. We try to do everything we can to keep everything local to Pasadena, especially with our Pasadena event, because it's all about the community, empowering the community. I mean, our motto, our mission statement, is empowering tomorrow's difference makers. And we do that through these kind of events. But it's better when you see people from your community actually serving one another and helping build each other up. It does a great amount of good to not only our youth to see people and see opportunity to be able to be a part of the community, but it's also good from like a mental health, just confidence, self-esteem type, standpoint as well. That's something that we work really hard to do, is to provide these services free of charge. Also kind of have that underlying kind of message of just self-confidence, love, unity, community, stuff like that. Because right now, our kids are going back to school in a very uncertain time, after a year and a half of a global pandemic. The one thing that we don't want is for kids to go back to school and be worried about not having the resources that they need to succeed. And so we're trying to help alleviate some of that stress, to turn that into just fuel to just go to school and give it your best.
Now, Michelle, you described the event. It's almost like a festival, like a big community fair. There's vendors, haircuts, even braiding. I mean, that's like a whole lot.
one, yeah, our first one was this way, was braids and haircuts, and then they were able to go through the gym and pick up all the items they wanted. Obviously, we brought back the hair and the braids, what we are so excited about doing. We still scaled down a little bit on the COVID portion of it, so the backpacks will already be pre-filled. But on the outside portion, it's going to be like a farmer's market of resources for parents and kids. So it's everything from tutoring, STEM programs, ballet, gymnastics, anything that you would want to get your kids involved in. There's different types of groups that will be there with information, signups. And so we just want the kids to be able to find resources now that they've been stuck in the house for so long, to be able to rejoin things that maybe, for the last year they haven't been able to be in person with. So we're excited. It's going to be a day of music and fun and colors and so we're excited.
And it's open to anyone, any, or is there specific, or is there any income requirement? I guess is a question.
Nope, there's no income requirement. We do ask that people RSVP. We have a flyer with the link at the bottom of the flyer there, where it says you must register to participate. You can sign up for everything, for haircuts. You can sign up for the hair braiding at that website. No, we don't discriminate against anyone. Anybody that wants to be served. Our whole mission is to serve everybody. So no matter where you come from or walk of life, that you're living, we're here to love on you and to support you. And we're here to, all those vendors are there to just provide extra resources for parents, just to see what kind of resources are already within the community that people may or may not know about.
What do you guys need? Like, do you have everything you need? I guess is a better way of asking that question. Do you need more pencils? Do you need more books? I mean, what's the need? And how can people support?
Right now, we're in a packing mode, right? So as we pack and as we're receiving donations, it's just trying to make sure that every backpack is filled per the age group for what we know that you might need. The easier way to do it is because you don't know if we have an abundance of pencils, but we really need an abundance of red pens. The best way I think to do is to go to our website, click donate, and then just donate and let us. We have enough staff that's running to Walmart and Targets and Office Depots right now that are just trying to make sure that we have a plethora of things for the kids. If that is something that maybe at home you do have a large amount of pencils and brand new paper, you can always donate it. We have boxes at Perry's Joint. We have it at Pasadena Federal Credit Union, Mahari's, and so those locations. Oh, the police department, and so all 4 locations you can just walk up and drop the stuff off, and we've been collecting already from those locations as we speak. But the donation button I think is just the easiest way for everybody. You can do it from home. Let us put in hours of work of going to Target one more time.
Last thing, Kyle, before we get out of here, how many are you guys expecting? How do you measure for that? Is there enough to go around? Will any child be left out?
Yeah, so the first year we did it, we had about 1,500 that we served, and we didn't really have a real RSVP thing. It was kind of it was our first year doing it, so we were still trying to figure out a process for how it worked. And last year we did RSVP only, and that was the drive-through, and that was around 1750 for people that we served. And so I'm thinking this year, those numbers are always probably good foundation numbers. I think it might go upwards of more than 2,000 that we're going to serve this year. And our intent is to serve just that. So our intent is for no kid to go without, but we definitely do put on the flyer, until supplies last. So we're going to stay out there from 10 to 4, and our intent is to give out every item that we have to make sure that nobody in the city goes without school supplies, backpacks, resources, as they prepare to go back to school.
All right, Michelle, take us out of here real quick.
One thing we didn't get
time.
Yeah, so Robinson Park on Fair Oaks and Hammond in the city of Pasadena from 10 to 4. Please register so we can make sure that you guys all get what you need. One thing that we didn't talk about, we are going to be having the vaccines at our location. So anybody, we're not pushing it one way or the other, but we want to make it available for anybody that is in need, wants to. It's a walk-up event. You don't have to pre-register. All you have to do is let us know when you're in line that you're there for that reason, or even as you're in line and your kids get a backpack, you can get a vaccination shot from the Pasadena Health Department. They'll have a whole team of people out for that reason alone. But besides that, come out. We are going to have a ball. We'll have music, balloons. We wanted to just see the kids, take pictures with the kids. We do have some surprise raffles. We're going to raffle off 2 exclusive pair of Jordans. We're not going to tell anybody what time we're doing it, but there's some Jordans that are going to be raffled off, as well as some of our community partners. They have their own clothing lines, and we will be raffling off some of the clothes from local clothing lines here in the city.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much. My guest today has been, Michelle White and Lieutenant Kyle Grant, and they are the co-founders of Neighborhood Survants, and they are this August 8th, Jackie Robinson Center, 10 to 4 p.m., their 3rd annual backpack giveaway. Down in the description here, there's a link on how you can support and find out how to get involved. So again, thank you so much, both of you, for being here. Stand by, and I got to get out of here real quick. Again, you're watching The Conversation Live. The Conversation Live focuses on social justice, restorative justice, inclusion, and equality. So we have another opportunity to speak with you. As always, agape.